Hi and welcome. We're here at the City Hall in Gibraltar, one of our most prominent buildings, a beautiful historical and heritage building and setting, a perfect one indeed to hold weddings. And that's what we're here to talk about today. We're joined by the Minister for Tourism, Santos, who's going to be telling us all about this new wedding destination for Gibraltar. Welcome.
Hi, Angelina. Great to be here in this beautiful venue. This is one of our many venues we'll be discussing later, but Gibraltar as a wedding destination, I think, is the perfect place to come and get married. Not only do we have sun for most part of the year, we've got an incredible history, beautiful tourist sites, and fantastic venues where you can share that special day. And of course, we've got that special clincher, which is, that short turnover for you to be able to get married. You don't need to be resident in Gibraltar. You are able to come and get married as long as you're here for one day prior to that wedding. So we've got everything that makes for a perfect wedding destination.
And of course, the perfect destination, but why would you say it's a perfect place to come to for that romantic travel?
Gibraltar is famed for its fantastic military history, for its beautiful sites, for the Rock of Gibraltar, for everything we have to offer. But really one thing which never really gets mentioned, but is very important, especially now that we're growing older, and I hate to say this, is something that's very important to me, is safety. We're a safe haven. We're a safe place where you can come, be yourselves. Doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what your background, race, religion, gender, identity, whoever you are. You're embraced here in Gibraltar, you're celebrated, you're safe. And for couples, it's the perfect place for you to be able to get married in one of our beautiful venues. You're able to just walk 2 minutes away to a beautiful restaurant. We've got fantastic gastronomy. We've got beautiful sites that you can enjoy. And it's the great place that you can come, have a walk and enjoy being yourself and enjoy being part of a partnership, enjoy being part of a couple, and just enjoy being a we.
Of course, not much more you can add to that. And that's definitely why couples should get married in Gibraltar. But what does a typical wedding in Gibraltar look like?
The good thing about Gibraltar is that there's nothing typical about us. You know, we're the most southern point of the Iberian Peninsula. We're a British overseas territory. We're the key to the Mediterranean, and we are where the Mediterranean begins. So when you just put all that together, it's a melting pot of cultures, it's a melting pot of communities, it's a melting pot of different identities. So we've got our British side, we've got our Mediterranean side, and this flair of mixed culture and mixed community is a great reason for people to come, celebrate who you are, be who you are, and do the wedding that you want to do. So you can have a wedding in many of our venues. We moved the registry office here to the City Hall. This is the Mayor's Parlour. This is another venue that you can get married in. You can get married in one of our hotels. You can get married in one of our new venues that we're going to be opening very soon up by the Mount. And you can have a small registry wedding. You can then celebrate it in an intimate place, in a restaurant. But we've also got great venues that you can have bigger weddings. And your wedding here in Gibraltar can be whatever you want it to be. And that's what makes Gibraltar very special.
So a very personalized experience, from celebrating a wedding in a national gallery within a heritage building to something a little bit more intimate if need be.
Exactly. You can be, as you've just said, at the National Gallery, surrounded by a beautiful heritage art. Then you can go to a floating hotel and have your wedding by the sea. You can go to our beautiful botanical gardens. You can go to one of the more intimate areas. You can also have a wedding at the big open air theatre. That's where I got married. And it's got a beautiful setting with a little pond and a lake and a catwalk and a stage. And you can have a wedding of all sizes. So we've got an offering for every type of wedding, every type of bride and groom, groom and groom, So that's something that we can offer here in Gibraltar, which makes us very unique. We're a unique place and we try to celebrate it in every product that we offer.
So something for just about everyone, I think is fair to say. And also to add to that, quite easy to organise a wedding in Gibraltar?
It is, actually. The thing with Gibraltar that makes a wedding here very accessible, as I mentioned before, you don't need to be resident in Gibraltar. I find that there's a lot of people now with the internet and dating apps and relationships. It's not necessarily always someone that's that you meet and live with at close proximity. There are long distance relationships happening now, and you need to be resident in one of the countries. But here, Gibraltar will welcome you with open arms. You need to, of course, the process is very simple. You send an email, they send you whatever you need with regards to the paperwork you need from the registry office. Everything needs to get checked, but you need to be here a day before the wedding. You don't need to be resident in Gibraltar, you just need to reside in Gibraltar for a day so that we can check all your documentation, and you need to have it signed as an affidavit here in Gibraltar. But the registry office here, as well as our wedding planners, make the process very simple. So here you can elope in Gibraltar, and this is something that we really enjoyed over COVID, because when the world was shut, when people couldn't see each other, when they couldn't meet each other, Gibraltar was a green channel for the UK. And a lot of people could come and celebrate their wedding here. They could continue their relationships and their love, and they could, make it official here in Gibraltar. So that's when we realized how important our wedding market is to the European, the European community as well as the UK. And and this is why it's so easy to get married here in Gibraltar.
And I suppose in a way also almost embracing a multicultural community that would exist here anyway.
Exactly. As I said, we're a multicultural, diverse community. We thrive in inclusivity. We've got a square that has a Roman Catholic church, a synagogue, and a mosque within meters of each other. So that is the perfect example of who we are here. We're multicultural, and we celebrate it. This is the thing about Gibraltar. We celebrate our differences, and especially being a close community, we've learned to live with different communities, different cultures. So everyone is welcome here. And you wouldn't think of it maybe when you think, oh, Gibraltar is quite a small place. We're a small place with a big heart, a big personality, and big arms to grab hold of you and give you a hug and say, welcome, you're one of ours now.
And of course, we've got the good weather to add. We are in the Mediterranean, so our winters are quite mild too. So when would you say is the best time to come over and get married?
I think any time between January and December, I think, is the best time. Because some people prefer winter weddings, some people prefer summer weddings. Listen, we're open for weddings at every day of the year, and every day is a special day here in Gibraltar. We've got great events that happen throughout the year. We've got great festivals. We've got great tours and sites, and you could stay here for your honeymoon as well. This is the great part of Gibraltar. You can get married and you can honeymoon here. You can even start your honeymoon and then move somewhere else. This is what makes this place very special. And
what would you say is the appeal for those wanting to honeymoon here? Because I think it'd be fair to say that day trippers might not really sample the full product that Gibraltar has to offer.
Exactly. When you come for a day trip, you only have time to do, the main attraction. You go up the rock. You see our Barbary macaques. But the upper rock is filled with hidden jewels. It's filled with hidden gems, just the sights. You can stand at Juice Gate and see Africa, Europe, Gibraltar, Spain, the British overseas territory, and Africa, We've got St. Michael's Cave, which is beautiful. You can have, with a few days stay here in Gibraltar, you can have a full day at the upper rock. The Great Siege Tunnels, Mediterranean Steps is a whole different day for me. Mediterranean Steps is something we take for granted here in Gibraltar, but it's a walk up the side of the rock in what is essentially a beautiful hike, which isn't really. It's made of rocks, It's essentially you're walking up the rock with the most beautiful sights you can ever see. And then we've got the downtown area. Our gastronomy is a mixture of our cultures and communities. And then we've got great shopping. Remember, it's VAT shopping here, so we're very gifted with that. And of course, we've got our beaches, we've got our adventure packages, you can zip line, you've got your dolphin safari, you can go to the most southern point of Europe, and then we're always looking to how we can add new tourist product. And we've got a lot of new sites that we're opening now. So Gibraltar is the place for someone who wants to spend a few days. I'm not going to lie, we're not the place for you to honeymoon for a long period of 3 weeks, because unless you really want to rest and be in the sun and lay by the pool or the beach. But it's a great starting point. It's a great few days for you to stay here, enjoy Gibraltar, enjoy the weather, enjoy what we have to offer, and enjoy being together in a place that's close proximity to everything else. So.
Well, and well placed to travel further afield.
Exactly. You can fly direct to the UK from here, and from
Africa.
You can go right to Africa as well. Yeah. So it's a fantastic place for any young couple to kind of start their married life in.
Any particular area you think perhaps you've overlooked there that you would still like to, tease our listeners with, that might be worth coming over for?
Okay, we've got some new sites that I wasn't sure I wanted to share, but I will. We've got the Hollow Rock product. This is on the east side. This is a super exciting new product. It is, you start with an interpretation center, which is an immersive center, which tells you the story of Gibraltar from the discovery of the Neanderthal skull that we had here in Gibraltar. There's a very interesting story about that, because for those of you who are interested in history, check out the story of the Neanderthal skull and how it could have been called the Gibraltar skull, of course, for those historians. And it's the history of Gibraltar and what makes the modern Gibraltarian, about our cultural identity. But if you go further inside this rock of ours, there is a brewery, and they bring our own beer that you can organize a tasting in, and there's also our own rum, whiskey and gin brewed here inside the Rock of Gibraltar. And as well, we've got one of the most exciting products that we're hoping to launch very soon, which is the Northern Defences. This is part of Fortress Gibraltar. It starts at the Moorish castle, goes into the city walls, and it's the Northern Defences have been an integral part of our history and our wars. That it's played a very important part during World War II. You can still see cannons and all the tunnels and inside the rock. Because what people don't know is that we have more area and tunnels inside the rock than we have outside. We are placed in a key point in Europe. It's a very strategic point. And as I say, Gibraltar is where the Mediterranean begins, but we still remain and maintain our British identity.
And I think just to tie it all in, really have to highlight that people will be received with open arms, with that very individual Gibraltarian style and way of being, would you say?
Exactly. The thing with Gibraltar is we are made of the people that come here, the people that make Gibraltar have the identity that we have. We were British, we've been Moorish in occupation, we've had Genoese people come into our shores, we have Maltese heritage, Portuguese heritage, Spanish heritage, British is our identity, and we welcome everyone into Gibraltar. And we want to make you feel like you're part of us, like you're part of our community. We want you to come, we celebrate you, we celebrate ourselves, and there's nothing that pleases us more than seeing people come into Gibraltar with a smile so we can welcome them and say, you're here, you're one of us, how can we help you? And I hope you enjoy your stay here.
So, Minister, you don't have to convince me, I'm from Gibraltar, I love this place. But any final words to our wedding audience?
Well, Gibraltar is our home, and it can be your home too. Whatever wedding you'd like to have, be it an intimate wedding with your friends and family or a big wedding with more friends and more family, Gibraltar is the place for you. All you need to do is come here one day before your wedding. It doesn't matter whether you're resident here, but you just need to be in love. You just need to want to get married, and we'll make that happen for you. Gibraltar is a place where you can start your life from you and me to we. We're here, we're waiting for you. Come to Gibraltar. This place will make your wedding dreams come true.